This episode of Good Investing Talks is supported by Interactive Brokers. If you're ever looking for a broker, Interactive Brokers is the place to go. I personally use their service because I think they have a great selection of stocks and markets you can access. They have super fair prices and a great tracking system to track your performance. If you want to try out the offer of Interactive Brokers and support my channel, please click on the link below. There you will be directed to Interactive Brokers and can get an idea what they offer for you. I really like their tool and it's a high recommendation by me. And now enjoy the video. Hello audience, it's great to have you back. Today I'm bringing you two French guests from Focus Entertainment, a gaming company. Hello Laure, hello Christophe.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you here. Today the topic is the gaming space, and as we are time constrained, I just drop right away into the interview. Maybe let's start with some basics. Can you maybe explain what kind of company business models can be found in the gaming sector and how they create returns? Like general introduction to the gaming space.
Okay, so I'll take this one. I'll speak about Focus if you don't mind. Instead of the whole video game industry, you have many ways of monetizing. So Focus is on the PC console area, publishing and developing AA and indie games. And we are not on free-to-play model. So when we develop the game, then we sell it. And then we can do some live extensions, some DLCs and content. So we monetize at the launch of the game and when people buy the game, and then we can add content where people buy again some new content. So in a very short way, this is how we do business.
And let's say that indies game are, let's say, in the range in terms of investment, let's say between 500,000 to, let's say, 2 million euro, okay, investment per game. And AA is, let's say, between 2 million to 25 million euro budget development. Usually it takes at least 3 years, let's say between 3 and 4 years, okay, to develop. And we used to be a publisher, and now we are much more integrated group. But being a publisher was to say that we were receiving projects from developers, okay, from studios, which were coming to us saying, okay, guys, we have a clever idea. I'm sure we are going to make an incredible video game, and would you accept to publish us? Which means, sorry guys, to tell it, it's to finance them. So we are financing during, let's say, 3 to 4 years, studios and developers based on what they propose, and we are helping them, trying to help them during the 4 years production process with a production department, which is 100 people, okay, which is a lot of people. Okay, being with the developer, the studio, okay, having them every day just to make sure that they are okay, pretty good in terms of of play game, of content, of technique, of technology, because video game industry is gathers a lot of different skills, and it's pretty different. It's pretty tough. Obviously, it's not a nuclear electricity factory, but it's pretty tough. So you have usually between 20 to 100, 150 people working during 4 years to develop that game. So our publishing activity is first of all to follow the development of the game, then to market it, and marketing is absolutely key in this business. Absolutely key. And then, doing business, which is, selling. We are usually selling through shops, but it's only now 5% of our turnover, which is, physical retail, physical retail, and 95% digital, which is pretty large distributor like Microsoft or Sony,
Steam,
pretty big, let's say pretty big guys. So this is our job, but we used to be a publisher, and now the strategy is to develop to be a much more integrated, which means okay, to own our IPs and to develop and to publish our game. We for sure we do not aim, to be 100% publishing our own game, because we need people coming, and we need newcomers people, and
Fresh
so
ideas.
fresh people. So we will do if we can do 50% of our turnover coming from, let's say, publishing with outside studios and 50% with our own IPs, that would be perfect.
What is the strength of Focus Entertainment compared to other gaming companies or gaming publishers? Where are you strong?
We are the publishing is definitely where we're coming from. And our marketing teams are just incredible. I mean, we do offer like a full communication marketing agency. We have all the network of influencers. We have the teams in house to build the assets, the trailers, and we can, for competitive budget, launch very successfully some games. So we have some partners who are actually selecting Focus, whereas they have in their family own publishing competencies, but they decide to go for us. So we definitely have some nice expertise. Another thing that really people come to us to get there is all the certification process. It's more on the production side because it requires a lot of experience and knowledge to be able to go through the whole certification progress when you sell to the console partners. And it's not only technical, it's the relationship we have with the partners, the one that Christophe mentioned earlier. So this is one other thing they come to us. Another asset we have is the quality, the QA work we're doing. That really the studio we work with come to us to get this feedback to improve the content of the product. So the marketing, we can discuss about the pillars of the game, these kind of things, but on the production side, we do have an impact of the content of the game to help them get the best value from it. So I would say marketing, certification, QA. This is what people are coming to us for.
I have to say that Laure is a CFO. She's not a marketing officer of the company, but apparently she loves the marketing. And it's only 30 people.
But they convinced me of the value they bring to the company. And I'm coming from a mobile game, fully integrated. And
Gameloft it is, or?
Sorry?
You were at Gameloft.
That's right.
Exactly. So I have some comparables, and I would say that I feel a lot of maturity here in the marketing. I mean, they know their business. They know. They don't ask a question every day. They know where to go. They know where to hit, which campaign, which channels to be used, and kind of thing. They masterize it. I have to say.
Maybe just just for you to understand, we are a 300 people company. Let's say 120 are developers. We have 80 people in Frankfurt, developing. We have 40 people, let's say, mostly in France.
Yes.
Mostly in France. And we have 180 people in publishing, publishing indie and publishing double A. And so on 180, we have, let's say, 100 people, taking care of let's say, production, which is, to be behind our studios, just to make sure that they are in the right direction during the 4 years process of production. We have 40 people doing marketing. Let's say 20 people in business, more or less.
Yes.
And the remaining 40 are 30 are business development, whatever.
Support functions.
Yeah.
HR, finance.
Legal, and blah.
And behind you, we see parts of your office.
Marketing team.
This is because she asked me to be with the marketing team to speak with you. She loves marketing people, and I have to say that they are incredibly good. And we and we are working closely with a German company for influencers. And so we have a few, not a, okay, a lot of operations in Germany. And Germany represents something like 7% of our turnover.
Something, yes,
5%
it's
in 5% France, 7% Germany.
we don't provide so much details,
Ah,
but
well,
I have
okay.
to say that the US is
Sorry, okay, forget it.
no, it's I mean it's not I would say strategical, but definitely we the US is our end user. I mean end customer are based for approximately half in the US. Then you have
in Northern America.
Northern America, and then you have the top three countries: France, Germany, coming after. So, to give you
So it's we have 95%, okay, between 90 and 95% digital, and we have more or less 50% Northern America, Europe then,
Yes,
and then okay, rest of the world, like Oceania, because there is Australia. We don't know why, but we are very good in Oceania. We should go for a trip in Tahiti to visit our customers. And okay, so this is what we are.
And you mentioned your marketing team is incredible. What, like, besides their skills, makes them incredible? Do they have special data? And what is the base for this incredibleness?
so we do have a data department. We've been reinforcing it lately, but the data and tech are working very closely in our company, and we have been able to. I mean, I'm sure this does exist in other companies, but they have been able to use the data, leverage the data to make for, I think, like the 4 years past history, assess from that exactly what, from one day to another, what would be the best day to launch the game. What channel was working or not. So we are really leveraging very well the data. There is a lot more to do, so we are going to increase our efforts in this area. But I think this knowledge and this way of leveraging data. The other thing is we have some people who have been in the business for a very long time. So they have seen how the market has evolved, and they are gamers, all gamers. This is I think when you do marketing, I mean you have marketing in a video game company, you have to love the product. So they love the product, so they are very committed. They have for the head of the marketing and his very close folks in the company for a very long time, and is I mean experiment. It's I don't want to give you all the details because you're gonna use them in other.
No, but for sure, okay, we are very happy with our marketing people, but production people, technical support people, business people are really good. Okay, it's more than 20 years that they are in the business, and we are renowned. Okay, being one of the best publishers in the world, and most of our clients, outside clients, are saying, okay, we are at that point of quality and turnover and profitability thanks to focus. So at a point, the question was, okay, it's very nice, to create kings and incredible assets. But at a point, you don't want just to be a distributor of incredible assets. You want to own your own assets. So obviously, we will keeping that capacity to create incredible assets for others, but we now want to do it for ourselves. So it's a reason why we are turning our business model, let's say from publishing to a much more integrated group, owning IPs and being able to develop assets on long term. For who knows the gaming industry, will be able, just to see what we did with Giant Studio, which developed a farming simulator with Saber, which did develop SnowRunner, Mudrunner, and they all say, okay, if we are at such level, it's because we have been accompanied by an incredible publisher. So we will be keeping this strategy, plus the fact that we will do it also for ourselves. And because at present the value is in IP, So it's a reason why we invest in focus. I'm an investor. Okay, so I'm the CEO of the company, but I'm an investor, and we thought that investing in a publisher, being able to turn its model and to go to IPs with much more value would be absolutely a good idea. It's going to take some time because, as you understood, okay, a game development lasts 4 years, so it's taking time. So I would say it's a pretty long time investment being in focused entertainment. But the management we found in the company decided to go on that switch of strategy, let's say 3 years ago. So okay, we started to see the first result of this strategy, and next year, okay, will be more or less a total change of the result of this change of strategy.
Yes, because maybe we talked a lot about the marketing, but marketing is where we come from. And maybe if we just look at the numbers, the one that are public, we 2 years ago there was basically no developer resources. I mean, it was a pure publishing company. Now we have 1/3 of the total headcount of the group that are dedicated to developing our own IP. So I mean, the change has been really fast. And as Christophe mentioned, it takes quite some time to develop a game. It can go up to 4 years. So we won't get all the fruits right now, but we have made some real, I mean, the change is real. 100%, 100 people are now dedicated to developing games, IPs, our own IPs. We do the publisher agreement we have, which are co-development publishing. We do have now contracts where we co-own the IP. So all this would take some time to flow in our accounts because of the leading the development time. But the change of strategy that started late 2019, accelerated with the Dexterity acquisition, which is based in Frankfurt. And then we acquired Dotemu, which is a publisher developer. We acquired then Strömmen Studio, Leikir, and Deuxième. I think I don't forget anyone. So 5 acquisitions in a year and a half. So they are not huge acquisition. We hope one day we'll make bigger. That's still strategy, but still we've made progress. We've made progress on our strategy, and our strategy is to move up the value chain, to go from, I would say, distributor publisher strategy to publisher developer, where we will own or co-own our own IPs, which is way more profitable.
You mentioned the fruits you want to earn at a certain point of time. What kind of fruits could this mean in terms of revenue for the future trajectory of the company? What is the things you are waiting from the shift in strategy? Also in margins talking.
We do not really comment on that. I think you should go to see the consensus of analysts, which is something we...
The consensus is, I mean, you can get it on Bloomberg and anything. We do not provide guidance. We have, and I encourage you to read our press release expected to be issued on June 16. We want to give more visibility on the lineup, which is the best way to describe this change in strategy. And we want to explain what has been done, what I just explained to you, that we have now 100 person in our payroll dealing with game development, more contracts with co-IP and this kind of thing. So we want to give maybe more information on those items to show how it can convert into revenue and margin. So, but we don't provide guidance, and definitely 10 days before the press release, we won't be able to give you some more information on that. Definitely, if this is our strategy, because we are convinced it will bring value.
And we are pretty confident in the consensus. Just have a look at the consensus.
Christophe, you are also owner operator, say, to a certain time. You're part of the biggest shareholder group, like Neology. And I think you hold around 35% of the company. And I think 43. Okay, it's increased, then my numbers are a bit outdated.
So we bought 35 and we are now holding 43.
Mm-hmm. And you bought back some shares recently.
Yeah,
also. what is your, as an investor, your investment thesis for this investment, or why was it so attractive to go in big? Hey, Tillman here. I'm sure you're curious about the answer to this question, but this answer is exclusive to the members of my community, Good Investing Plus. Good Investing Plus is a place where we help each other to get better as investors day by day. If you are an ambitious, long-term oriented investor that likes to share, please apply for Good Investing Plus. Just go to good-investing.net/plus. You can also find this link in the show notes. I'm waiting for your application. And without further ado, let's go back to the conversation. With this shift, you're also like shifting revenues to more your own IP. Is there also revenues that isn't shown currently really in the pipeline? What are the optionalities coming from your own IP? Think about merchandise, for instance. Are you planning to have more income from this?
I am not aware of any significant revenue coming from merchandising today, but definitely if we do have one of our own IP making being a blockbuster or everything, we'll go on the merch if we believe it's. I mean, we're pragmatic. So, but first, if you want to do merch, it's because you have a great IP. Doesn't make sense if you don't have a great IP. So, if we have a great IP, we'll go for merch. We'll go for a video, TV shows. I mean, whatever makes sense to grow the IP.
In terms of allocation of time, at present, it's much better, to go to new IPs and to develop IPs and doing turnover in selling video game. Okay, when at present merchandising does not represent incredible revenues, except a few things like just Laure just mentioned that developing and shooting series. Okay, so we do have two different projects of some of our IPs. We are trying to develop for series, for Netflix or Amazon or whatever. This represents serious turnover and pretty good profitability. But again, nothing in comparison to the profitability of a video game. I mean, it's profitability. It's just way, way much important with on the video. So at present, we think we have much more opportunities developing new video game rather than to spend maybe too much time trying to develop different sources of revenue. But it will come. We have lots of requests from TV channels to develop series, by example. And then it can represent something like a few seasons of a series can represent 10 to 15 million euro turnover. So you have to consider that.
As I was going through the list of games you have in your repertoire, I was a bit fascinated by that many had very great reviews from game publications, reviewers. How do you make sure that you pick the ideas and the games that have this high level of standard? And how is the process like if people approach you to,
We have very experimented people here, talented people. And that is the value of the company.
Their ability to detect the potential of a game. And when we were discussing about the assets, I mean, the competencies that Focus has is sometimes studios can come to us or we find them, they pitch, and the feedback we provide and will help grow the product. And this is, I mean, I am not a video gamer, so I have to confess that. So it's kind of mystery to me. But I can tell that when they see potential in the game, I mean, we've been going through budget exercise, 3 years planning, as you can imagine, and they are usually right on spot when they see potential for a game. They have this expertise.
And the fact is that they had this expertise thanks to one guy, something like 10 years ago. But now we are in a much more industrial way because we are launching something like 10 to 12 games a year. So now everyone express his feeling okay, so marketing people are saying, okay, this is interesting. Production people are saying, okay, la, la. Business people are, la, la, la. And so it's, okay, let's say, so now you have something like, yeah, 6 or 7 people in acquisition who are expressing, their feeling. And based on a really incredible industrial approach. And I'm not really proud about that because we are speaking about creativity, so we should be able to do it like this. Okay, I'm just saying.
Vision.
But now, okay,
They
vision.
have a vision.
But no, okay, now we are not vision. Okay, we are industrials. Okay, we are industrial people. Okay, so it's industry. Just okay, it's nothing else. Okay, so so from time to time we can face
Avoir en face un
avoir
échec.
avoir tort.
We can be
But
wrong sometimes.
we can
in
be
the assessment.
wrong,
Of
but
course, this
okay, we have
happens,
we have, let's say, an industrial view on that. Everyone is expressing. We have really a good professional. Okay,
they're made of
a
veterans.
lot of skills. Okay, a lot of veterans who are, for some of them, 45 years old, which is in this industry totally incredible, except for us because Laure is more or less 40. But the average age here is 29 years. Okay, so but we have a team of veterans for sure.
And their job is to scout, go to video game shows such as PAX, Gamescom, E3, this kind of thing. And this is where they scout, and this is where they assess the potential of a studio, of a team. This is a human being industry. I mean, it's really, we're dealing with emotions, entertainment. It's so you have to love the product.
But we have to be industrial. I mean, we are this company, so we are not poets too much.
No,
Okay. We are not poets.
They go through the
We are here to
acquisition
make money.
committee where they submit their choice, their pick.
And how much of your maybe revenue or your pipeline is existing games and sequels, where you just like Mudrunner, where you add new arenas or stuff like this, or where you say this is new games we're developing? What is the share in between both?
We don't provide revenue per game, so that's difficult for us to answer. But we can tell that you mentioned Mudrunner. Which game did you mention? SnowRunner. Yeah, SnowRunner is a nice contributor to our revenue this year. It's been a good success, but we've had other successes and failure, but we've had other successes on other titles. We can tell that A Plague Tale Innocence, which is the first sequel of the Plague Tale Requiem that will be released later in the year. This game has been performing very well. Some games that have been launched in few months or years ago are still generating revenue because of new content and or because we are negotiating one-off deals with the big partners. So we're able to monetize some games for some time, and this is one of the challenges as well, to make the IP last longer.
So for sure, it was more a company which used to do one-off, and for sure we are profitability to get increased just thanks to that, thanks to the sequels, and so we are now on a much more, let's say, sequel strategy. As you mentioned, we launched SnowRunner 2 years after Mudrunner. As Laure just mentioned, we'll be launching this year Plague Tale 2 Requiem, which is a sequel of Plague Tale Innocence. So we are going in that in terms of marketing efforts. Obviously, it's much easier, focus was kind of maybe more trying to launch incredible new experiences. It's good, but from time to time it's good to capitalize on success.
So we'll be focusing on growing IPs with adding new sequels, and in parallel developing, investing in our own brand new IPs. So we're tackling both in a balanced way, I would say.
Let me go a bit to the licensed contents you still have, and I'm interested why certain companies, for instance, Games Workshop, why they trust you to make games for their IP they like to protect, and like they have high quality. Games Workshop is, you do, I think it's Space Marine 2 you're producing at the moment that's coming out soon. So why have it chosen you as a partner here?
They didn't choose us. We went to the owner of the IP and we asked him, okay, to develop that. And then they say, okay, why not? Just, okay, provide us with a very good studio. So we came back to them saying, okay, we think that Saber could be interested in. And we spoke with Saber saying, okay, guys, we could get this project. So do you want to come with us? And they accepted, and we are very happy to develop this game with Saber as a developer and the owner of the IP. Obviously, we will see the result in a little more than 1 year. I can't remember. Okay.
Couple years.
Okay.
Couple years.
Okay. Say, okay. In more than 1 year, sorry. And yeah, and I think we are very proud about what we will provide to the market with this game.
Let's talk a bit about M&A, because like if you go through your history, you already explained a bit that you did a lot of M&A. Why does it financially make sense for you to acquire other companies in the gaming space? And how do you make sure that you create value by doing this?
Because the thing is that we want to be a much more integrated group, okay, owning his IPs. So the easier way would be to develop internally. But as you understood, okay, to develop a project is 4 years. Okay, usually we will start with a 1 million project, then with a 5 million project, then with a 10 million project. So you have a studio which is able to develop a 10 million project after 10 years. Unfortunately, as you see, I'm pretty old, and maybe the people you are speaking with are pretty. How do you say that? They would they would see results. So okay, so we are going to do. Okay, we love to do 50% internal growth and to do 50% external growth. Okay. Internal growth is pretty easy but very long. External growth is pretty quick, but pretty expensive. So we are just mixing these two things. We made 5 acquisitions.
Yes.
We expand, I guess, something like 60 or 70 million euro for acquisitions, and we hopefully will invest much more.
We have the means. I mean, we have a strong balance sheet position. We have a credit line we have not completely used so far, so we have the means of our ambition and our strategy.
What is your framework and process in an M&A process where you, like someone approaches you, and what do you do? Check till you to say this might be a acquire target and you negotiate. What is your process there?
We are investing in companies we invest in content companies in the last 20 years. So I'm not going to tell you what is our process, but okay, till now it has been pretty successful. So we are looking for, let's say, two different kind of companies. Let's say equity value from 0 to 50 million, 50 million equity value are companies we are working with, okay, as a publisher. So we know them, we speak with them every day. And so we know exactly who they are and what their ability, and we know exactly what we can do together. Both. Second kind of target is, let's say, between 50 to 200 million euro equity value. So this is much more intermediate process. So okay, you have investment bank going to you saying, okay, this is okay, these guys want to sell, And of course, we go through a direct approach, which is obviously one of the best things. I have to say that on the market, we have a kind of we have some competition on that market. Okay, as you saw, there is even people being able to spend 70 billion dollars to buy studios. So it's a competitive market. But okay, yeah, there is opportunities. We do not like to buy 100%. We are looking for entrepreneurs. We are looking for talents, and we are telling them, okay, be with us for these next 5 years. We have an incredible adventure. We have a pretty nice start with Focus Entertainment, and let's develop this group and let's go. It's a long-term road. But obviously there is lots of people, okay, which prefers to take the money and run for sure. Okay, but there is some people who are so fascinated, which enjoy so much work in this industry, who are happy to join us and to take what we can bring to them. And it's not only money for sure. Okay, it's know-how in the publishing field. It's now know-how with some of our studios, and we just say, okay, please develop the best game ever. Okay, so just okay, we have a full freedom in terms of creativity, and we'll accompany you, providing you back offices facilities, and you will have just one aim, one goal, which is to create the most incredible video game of your life.
Is there anything else you add as value to the companies you're buying?
Yeah, it's what I just described. It's we are providing a full okay, kind of services, okay, from let's say publishing, which is okay, production, follow-up, marketing, business, and providing them the ability, to create a TV series or to give them data, to help them, just to so okay, we provide a lot of different services to help them, okay, to grow and to be perfectly targeted, and not, to take care of financing, of accounting, of HR, of legal, of production line, of discussion with platforms, and blah and blah and blah and blah and blah. So we offer them a huge, okay, pool of services, and telling them, okay, please just give all your energy to creativity and to content.
And maybe we can add that we want to be a group. It's not only but still they will be still independent on creativity. I mean, we want them to be still the one to provide ideas, new concept, pitching, and everything. But we want to be a group. I mean, this is definitely the Federation of Talent. We want to be so not family, but still it won't be. It's not just investing in studios. It's really building together a group.
For the end of our interview, do you have something to add that helps viewers to understand Focus Entertainment?
I have to say that your questions were pretty okay, being able, to cover the entire group. But the problem is that we know about the group, so we don't really know what we are able to explain and what we forgot to explain. So it's. But if you have more questions, please follow. Okay, feel free to and if you have from your listeners and followers some other questions, we'll be more than happy to answer.
And watch out for the next PR. That's all we can say. And there is an IR email address if some of your audience are investors and want to get more information.
I will put a link in the show notes so people can find you with one click. So it's good.
I'm not really sure we'll be able to answer in German, but
Yes.
But in English, no problem.
We'll try to follow up at least. So.
No, I think the most people will write you in English, and if they stick till here, they know English.
That's right.
Then thank you very much for your time, and thank you much for the audience for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very
welcome.
much. Thank you for your
It
questions.
was a pleasure to speak with you.
Bye-bye. As in every video, also here is the disclaimer. You can find the link to the disclaimer below in the show notes. The disclaimer says, always do your own work. What we're doing here is no recommendation and no advice. So please always do your own work. Thank you very much.